So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to today's video. It's a little bit different. Because I had to make this video. A lot of you have been asking me in the comments, Ricky, Mr. TTB himself, what do you think about this, the European Super League? Well, we're going to dive into it today, and then Master League will be back tomorrow. But yeah, I really want to talk about this because everyone, except your grandma, even your grandma maybe, is talking about this because it is huge, folks, for the future of the game. So let's talk about what exactly is, if you're wondering, what is this European Super League? And then I'll give you my juicy thoughts as well, of course. So right now, 6 English teams are part of the plans for a breakaway, all right? A breakaway, not a Kit Kat. A breakaway European Super League. But what do we know so far? So, 12 of Europe's leading football clubs have announced that they have agreed to establish a new midweek competition, the European Super League, governed by its founding clubs. I mean, they could have come up with a better name than that. You know what I mean? Super League. What's so super about it? You know? The proposal involves the clubs forming their own competition to rival the UEFA Champions League. Ridiculous. Well, I mean, what are we rivaling the Champions League for? People want to play in the Champions League because the Champions League is well established. The Super League isn't. All right, so which clubs are being involved in this? Well, the 6 clubs from the Premier League are Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and the Spurs. Okay, they're all involved. Now, they're saying, the top 6, but, let's be honest here. Is Tottenham a top 6 team this season? Not really. Is Arsenal? Absolutely not. I mean, Man United have been up and down, but they've been better this season. Liverpool up and down. So yeah, Man United, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, you probably count as top 6, but Arsenal and Tottenham's debatable. AC Milan, Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, Barcelona, Inter Milan, Juventus, Liverpool, City, United, Real Madrid, and Tottenham have all joined as founding clubs. They're founded. Now, don't take that like this has nothing to do with the players, folks, okay? None of the players have said, yes, I want to do this. Even the managers, it's nothing to do with them. It's the people above them. The owners of the club have decided they're not making enough money, and that's what we're going to talk about. This is all about the moolah at the end of the day. We're all getting greedy now. It does say it is anticipated a further 3 clubs will join ahead of the inaugural season, which, according to the club, is intended to commence as soon as practicable. So as soon as they've had a practice, get it going. German giants Bayern München and Bayern Dortmund, or Borussia Dortmund, are not included, and nor are French champions Paris Saint-Germain. Good on you. Good on you. All right, so why has this come out now? Let's have a look, right? The clubs say that the formation of the Super League comes at a time when the global pandemic has accelerated the instability in the existing European football economic model. All right. Further, for a number of years, the founding club have had the objective of improving the quality and intensity of existing European competitions throughout each season, and of creating a format for top clubs and players to compete on a regular basis. Yeah, whatever you're talking about there, a load of nonsense. I mean, look, you're talking about a pandemic, yeah, okay, we had a pandemic over the last year. I live in Florida right now, okay? I know in England, I have family in England. My brother lives there, my sister lives there, my grandma, my granddad, all that live over there. I know how it's going. It's different. They're finally opening stuff up. But in America, we've had things open now for basically 10 months. All the time. So yeah, you can talk about the pandemic is this and that and they're losing out money. But fans should be coming back into the mix now. Make some revenue from season ticket holder. I know they can't make money right now from fans because no one can get in the stadiums. But this is going to change. This pandemic cannot last forever. It has to get back to normal. I think this is just an easy way out to kind of say, oh yeah, well, the pandemic's causing a problem with the financial problem, so let's go ahead and start forcing this upon teams, and yeah, doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, let's keep moving on. I keep saying it about money, and if you look at the finances, a club like Man United playing the Champions League, they make between 40 and 80 million on a good year if they win it. If they play in this competition, they get a check for 250 to 300 million to begin with, then in the future they will get 3 times as much money a season as they get it from the Champions League. Well, where's all this money coming from, though? Why magically now, if we do this European Super League, how come we're getting all this money? From what? Who's backing this? Who's giving them the 250, the 300 million? And 40 to 80 million is still a decent amount. You can still buy players with that. You can still do things with that. And plus, teams like Man United, Man City, they already have money as it is. The problem is the owners, they're not doing the right things with the money now. It's all become a game of cat and mouse. Who's got the bigger gonads, right? Who's got the bigger checkbook? That's what it's turning into. So what does it mean for the Champions League? Well, if the Super Cup, or the Super Cup, that's what, see, now I've got Super Cup in there. If the Super League goes ahead, it would effectively replace the Champions League. Well, that's not good for anyone. Sunday's developments came just 24 hours before UEFA were due to discuss proposed Champions League reforms. Now, there is apparently a reform coming to the Champions League in, 2024. The reforms were seen as an attempt to reach a compromise with the clubs in favour of a breakaway competition by offering them more matches. More matches means more money. Simple as that. The reforms were planned to come into effect in 2024, there it is, expanding the Champions League to 36 teams, adjusting the format, increasing the number of matches from 125 to 225. That's a lot. I mean, that's the thing now. You're going to have more teams, more matches. We've already got the Premier League, the FA Cup, the League Cup. Then you got to play the Champions League. I don't even think that... Are they asking the players if they want to go from, playing this many matches to playing double the amount of matches a season? They already complain nowadays that they don't get enough rest. The reforms are intended to favour the clubs central to the Super League and even included a safety net of 4 qualification spots for the clubs based on their past performance in European competition, should they miss out on qualification through domestic competition. But it seems the reforms do not go far enough of Europe's biggest clubs. So this is the format, okay? This is what they're saying about the European Super Cup. I'm going to zoom in for you. So teams will be placed into 2 groups of 10. Okay, so that's 20 total. Teams will play each other home and away in their groups, followed by a knockout stage. All games will be played in midweek, and the competition will run from August until May. 12 founding clubs with 3 more anticipated. The 15 founding clubs will govern the tournament, and 5 other teams will have to qualify each season. So you're basically giving favoritism to, the founding clubs. The 15 founding clubs, or 12 founding clubs, 15, whatever. You're giving favoritism to them because they can never get relegated, folks. This is the main thing that I don't understand. We'll get to that in a minute. The Super League website reads, the Super League is a new European competition between 20 top clubs comprised of 15 founders and 5 annual qualifiers. There will be 2 groups of 10, bloody. We just read that out. Okay. So this is how it will be financed. Let's find out how this league will be financed. It can answer my question I asked earlier. About 5 billion, that's a lot of money, has been committed to this project by the American bank JP Morgan. Of course, it's all American, folks. This is what this is turning into now, Americanness. Nothing against Americans, but America, if you look at a lot of their leagues, there's not a lot of relegation and promotion. It is all about the money. In their own announcement, the breakaway clubs state the founding clubs will receive an amount of 3.5 billion solely to support their infrastructure investment plans and to offset the impact of the COVID pandemic. Nonsense, isn't it? Why is this suddenly coming up now? The pandemic's been around for a year. They've said nothing about it. All right, what happens next? Going forward, the founding clubs say they look forward to holding discussions with UEFA and FIFA to work together in partnership to deliver the best outcomes for the new league and for football as a whole. Honestly, this is just... All I'm reading now is like, no offense to Konami, but it's like when Konami come out with stuff or FIFA come out with stuff, even FIFA, about the new features, all they do is they expand the nonsense. They make it sound good when in retrospect it's the same. No, it's the same. We've all seen the reactions of Gary Neville going, bonkers about it. But certainly, I agree with what's happening. Now, there are ramifications, okay? They are saying there's ramifications to this. Potentially huge. Huge. Under Premier League Rule L.9, which all 20 clubs sign up to, by the way, Clubs must obtain prior written approval of the board if they wish to enter to anything other than the Champions League, Europa League, FA Cup, FA Community Shield, Carabao Cup, or any other competition sanctioned by the county association. Any player whose club agrees to join an unsanctioned competition risks not playing in any of UEFA or FIFA competitions, including European and Championships and World Cups. So basically they're saying if these teams go in, like Man United go to this league, the players will not be allowed to play in the World Cup, European Cup, and all that. FA Cup, all that. Why would they say yes to it? You know, if I'm playing for Man United, of course you want to play for your country. That's one of the biggest achievements you can get in football. There's only a handful of players in the entire world out of 7-odd billion, maybe even 8 billion now, people that get to play for their country, and you're going to take that away from them because they're going to join this other donkey league. It's nuts. All right, so that's that out of the way. That's a little bit of a spiel for you. But there are the teams that have not been included. The likes of Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, as we know. Leipzig will not join. A bunch of teams have said no, they don't want to do it. So, you know, what are my thoughts on this? And obviously leave yours below as well, because I think the overall consensus is this is stupid. I mean, that is it, isn't it? You can run a poll all day, but most people are going to say that this is not a smart decision in any shape or form. And why would it be? Why are we disrupting the flow of something that's just worked? Okay, the point of the Premier League, the point of the Championship, the Sky Bet, all of that. Well, in the Premier League is to win it and not get relegated. In the Sky Bet is to win it or finish in the top 3, get to the playoffs, and then get promoted to the Premier League to play the best teams in the country. And then there's relegation. So by doing this Super Cup nonsense, we're going to eliminate any factor of being relegated or promoted, and they're just going to play literally the same teams every season. I mean, right now you kind of play the same teams, minus you play 3 different teams, obviously, because there's relegation and promotion and all that. But you're going to stop that and just play the same teams every season, and then maybe I think they said 5 teams will have a chance to qualify for this. It's just, I don't know why we're messing things up. It's almost like VAR, you know, VAR came in and now it's kind of, we're getting used to it. Still a mess. But I've gone are the days when, you know, you had Patrick Vieira in there and Roy Keane, and it was a good firm battle. You didn't need VAR. If it was a foul, it was a foul. You give a foul right there on the spot, you make a decision, you get on with it. Now it's all becoming so technologically advanced, it's gone bonkers. And now they're saying they want to do this European Super League because it's all about the old money. I don't have any money to throw in the air, but it's all about money, 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 money. Now there was actually, where did it say? It showed you who was actually in charge of this. Here we go. This is what I wanted to touch upon. Who is in charge of the Super League, which is interesting. So the first head of the Super League is Real Madrid president, okay, Florentino Perez. All right, so he's the head. He's the main head, who will serve as the chairman, and then he's supported by 2 vice chairmen. So you've got the vice chairman Andrea Agnella from Juventus, and Joel Glazer, obviously from Man United, which, you know, makes me sick to the teeth being a Man United fan, but I'm used to it now because we're used to the Glazers running the club. It's always been about money. And I think the worst thing about this European Super League, folks, is the fact that the players don't have a say in it. The managers don't have a say in it. It's all about the people from above. And if they're going to look at it and say, well, hang on a minute, we're going to get 300-odd million a season for literally doing nothing. We don't have to qualify for anything. We're already in the league. So you're going to give us 300 million each season? Absolutely want to go ahead and do it. But what are they going to do? Are they going to pay the players more money? Are you going to say to Bruno Fernandes, well, here you go, Bruno. Here's an extra, 100,000, 200,000 a week. But you won't be able to play for your country, but you can still earn a little bit more money. Some of these players may say yes to that because there are players out there who are greedy and they just want more money. Pogba, for example. Well, doesn't his agent just come out and say he wanted 500 million or something? 500,000 a week, not million. So yeah, there are greedy players out there, but for the most of them that are actually respectful human beings that want to play and, play for the badge, no, they don't want to get more money to sacrifice playing for their country. Ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to quickly show you now some of the comments that you guys read or listed. So, yeah, let's have a look at them. All right, so let me read out some of the comments that you guys have left. I put, a quick little post out yesterday just saying, hey, leave me your thoughts. You might feature in a video. So Ian Chun Wong here was saying, if that's how you say your name, apologies if it's wrong. I'm against this if the format remains the same. This is because it is becoming like the MLS or the NBA type of tournament, which team will not play to avoid relegation and to win, as they just need to appear in the tournament, no matter the team is losing or winning. Moreover, this league should be running by independent body, not the founding club owners. Well, yeah, it's a little bit biased there, isn't it? Teams should be qualified in merits, not maintaining founding clubs permanently. This is all my concern regarding it. But yeah, it is literally turning into sort of the MLS. I'm honestly interested in this, to be honest. Okay, fair enough, by Moses. I mean, that's what you think. Fair enough. Totally right, he said. We got to watch more of the big club clashes as well as the big players. Yeah, but that's what the Champions League is for. In the Champions League, you're going to get the big players playing against the big players. It's worked. Why are we messing around with it now? You're disrupting. This is the thing. They're not disrupting only, these teams and the players. They're disrupting the flow of everything else. All the teams in the Premier League. All the fans get slapped in the face. It's not just... It's a domino effect. I don't think they're thinking clearly about how this affects everyone else. What, we're going to get rid of the FA Cup now because the top 6 teams are going to go and play in another league? So now the Barnet conference team or whatever, if they got to play Man United, normally that's the purpose of the FA Cup, to play the big teams, to get to go to Old Trafford, to get to go to the Etihad. You're not going to be able to do that anymore because those clubs are just going to be going to play in the other league, and then they're going to get banned from other competitions, and it's a mess. It's a mess. Lorenzo here said Super League is the death of football as a people's sport. Tiamo here said at the end of the day, football is now a business and people have a right to expand their business. That's true, but take into account what this is going to do for the hundreds and hundreds of other clubs and also the fans. You've got to take that into account. There's being greedy and then there's being an absolute knob. Dando Metal, disgusting, and all teams involved should be heavily punished. I agree. They should be. Punish them now and then nip it in the bud. Job done. Gonzalo said the Super League is inevitable. I'm just curious about it. However, what I cannot stomach is the hypocrisy and outrage coming from UEFA and some of the leagues. Well, it is a little bit of a double-edged sword there, isn't it? Because there's greed everywhere, whether it be with UEFA and all that. But I still don't think you want to disrupt competitions that have had no... You're messing with something that's not needed to be messed with. If it works, leave it alone. That's like Amazon. Amazon works, okay? You go on the website, you buy something, it's there in 2 days. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. Simple as that. Nikita, the one and only man, I'm against it. I'm getting used to those European spots in the Liga, Premier League, and we get this BS. Yeah, fair enough. Hey, UEFA is a joke, bro. They are so power hungry, they want to control everything. Also, if they touch any of those clubs, their money is going to drain real quick. That's why I think they won't do anything. Also, presence of those clubs know very well of the corruption and stuff UEFA do. Also, it seems like everyone is making this stuff to be more than it is. I don't like the format of pre-chosen teams too, but they can change it maybe. I don't think they've thought it through, personally. Darley Ben, remember the greed and the corruption of UEFA and FIFA? Two capitalists fighting each other. Let's see who will win. Also support the better one who is more. More fair when giving money to the clubs. Shuab here. Hey folks, the European Super League has become the most controversial revelation in the football world overnight, and it should disappear likewise. Yes, it should. Jethro here, against Super League. Unbelievable. They go for the money and not for the supporters. Well, yeah, of course. Further, I think the Super League is absolute disgrace. Godly football is destroyed by this. Swabnil, for a fan who started watching in 2020, I think the Champions League is completely effed. Azama says it's more about money now, less about passion, less about the beautiful game. Absolutely. And Astalva completely against. Don't mind the Champions League being reformed, but the whole point about sport is fair and open competition. Yes, it is. And then Ryan Evans against completely agreed. Only positive the Spanish league and Italians will be more open. So yeah, the consensus there, folks, is it's a mess and no one wants it. And then there's a whole bunch of Twitter things going on. I mean, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. Now, what would happen? I know it's a long video of me I'm just doing the lowdown today. But what would happen with PES? Would PES get the Super League license? Would FIFA go for the Super League license? Honestly, no. I don't feel like Konami are going to come out and say, oh yeah, we're going to go for this license. Number one, how much money would it cost? Think about how much money this would cost to get. EA have a lot of money, and they would know that. The founders, whoever's running this, and then they would want more money. Of course they want more money to make more money. So yeah, I can't see PES doing anything with this for a license if it happens, which heaven forbid it does. No thanks. But if it does happen, no, I cannot see Konami splashing an obscene amount of cash to get a license like this. And why bother? Why bother? Anyway, I mean, that's kind of my thoughts on it, folks. I think it's a disgrace like everyone else. I mean, I'm all for trying something new, but you're disrupting just the heritage of football, the history of football, the way it's always been. It's always been a sport about the fans. It never used to always be about money. Of course not. As the phone's off. It's never always been about money, but recently, of course, it has changed. It's all becoming more expensive now. Netflix subscriptions goes up every month. Disney Plus goes up every month. Or every year. That's the way the world works. I know they want more money, but surely there's a different way to address this. And fans are going to be coming back in stadiums. They're going to start making more money through that. So I just can't understand the point of this league. And why is there so many English teams in it? No offence. But, Tottenham and Arsenal shouldn't really be in there. And it's like, well, if you can't find anyone else, what's the point of it? Anyway, that's my thoughts on it, folks. You let me know yours below. I think it's just, it's farcical, ridiculous, and if they go along with it, it's going to be a big backlash. Huge. And not in a good way. Anyway, until next time, we'll return with Master League tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, take care.